Hello, everybody. Welcome back to day 31. And listen, this is your bonus day because remember, this was only a 30-day, 10K month challenge. But day 31 is your bonus day. So, welcome back. And today is the last day. I know y'all were asking for more. So, I am back to give you more. And listen, if you're just jumping in for the first time, you wasn't here from day 1 to day 30, but you're here on day 31, you are in for a special treat. All of you are. I have two surprises for y'all, so y'all might want to stick around and get ready and do not miss out. I'm going to talk to y'all about that in a little bit, but just stay tuned. I have two surprises for y'all. And so I just want to say for all of you who are with me from December 1st to December 30th, thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, I want you to thank yourselves. You need to just go ahead and pat yourselves on the back, right? On each shoulder. It takes a lot for you to be up here and be a good steward of your time so that you can engage in your personal and professional development, which is what you have experienced over the past 30 days. And so, what I want you to go ahead and do is because I need to know, when did you jump in the challenge? So, from the number 1 to 31, I want you to put that number in the chat box. And that's just to let me know when you got here. But if you've been here, you know it does not matter when you jumped in this challenge. The only thing that matters is that you are here. And you're here, especially today on this bonus day, which I said, I'm going to say this again, two special surprises for you. Okay. And so, day 31, you're new here. So, what I've been doing over the past 30 days is starting with a theme. So, today's theme is from challenge to commitment. And our grounding scripture is Habakkuk 2, 2, and 3. Now, I know day 31, you're new here. So you may be saying, like, wait a minute. Now, somebody done told me that Dr. Harris was doing a bonus day, and I jumped on her live because they told me she was going to tell me how I can make 10K a month. Why is she talking to me about a scripture? Right? I got you, day 31s. I understand. So I want you to look at these scriptures as your business principles, right? This is your entrepreneurship manuscript. And so these are your instructions. So if you do what the Bible, what the word is telling you to do, this is going to put you in position to multiply, not just in your income, but in your impact and in your influence as well. And so I'm doing my part by giving you what I've done to help me make my first 5-figure month. And then it's up to you on what it is that you're going to do with it. And that's why this today's theme is from challenge to commitment. Okay. And if you know Habakkuk 2, 2 and 3, it tells us to write the vision and make it plain. All right. So, day 31, speaking of writing a vision, and everybody from day 1 to day 30, they know about this. And y'all know what I say. I need you to go get your iPads, your notepads, your pens, and your pencils so that you can take copious notes. You do not want to miss what's going to be shared on today. And I need you to go ahead and share this live with everybody that you know. Share it with every group that you can think of who aligns with this message, because day 31s, there is no gatekeeping over here, right? So we want to make sure as many people as possible have access to this information that's going to lead to their transformation. So y'all make sure that y'all are hitting that share button. And again, I want to welcome you here. Go ahead and drop a fire emoji in the chat if you are ready to turn your momentum to movement. I need to see all those fire emojis. Okay. And this day is going to be really important to make sure that the shift that you have experienced over the past 30 days, it doesn't fade. Because what happens sometimes is a challenge will end, but people do not remain committed. And so I want this to be, although the challenge has ended, the commitment continues. Write that down in the chat. Put that in the chat and in your notes. The commitment continues. Okay. And then day 31's exciting news you haven't heard because you just got here. I want y'all to remember the Women Who Multiply experience is officially open for enrollment for everybody, right? And I know you all are excited. You've been asking me about it. For the first 30 days, it was only open to those who register for the challenge as VIP and platinum participants. But now everybody, right? It's fair game for everybody to get in the room. But the important thing to know is this is going to be an intimate setting. So you want to lock in your tickets as soon as possible because once they're going, they're going. That's it. So you can't call me up and say, "Hey, Dr. Harris, are there any more tickets?" No, they're going. That's it. And that is all. All right. So April 2026 in Philadelphia, you have the opportunity to get in the room for this experience. Okay. It's not a conference, it's not a workshop. It's not a summit. This is a multiplication activation experience for women. All right. Men, kisses. We love y'all too, but this is not for y'all. All right. Just for the women. All right. And so I also recognize that some of you are new here and you are joining for the first time. So I am Dr. Tiffany R. Harris, the mindset architect for limitless success. And for the past decade, and what I've been doing over the past 30 days is helping leaders, entrepreneurs, and visionaries move from insight to implementation so that their growth becomes sustainable, not seasonal. All right. Okay. So welcome again. Now, I told y'all I had two surprises for y'all. Okay. Now, and some of you may know what the surprise is because earlier on in the challenge, I told y'all I was bringing some special people on, some experts in their industry to give y'all some additional gems. All right. And so I'm going to go ahead and briefly introduce them, but I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So I have Dr. Nordia Sherwood. She's all the way from New Jersey and New York right now. And then I have Dr. Belinda Allen, who is in Maryland. And these are two powerhouse business women, right? Who change lives everywhere they go. All right. And so this is I only bring the best of the best to y'all. Y'all should know that by now. And so they're here to jump into this challenge. They're going to give you some insight, some feedback on the importance of being clear on your vision and how it's going to help you grow in your business, in your impact, in your influence and visibility. Okay. So first up, and they're here, they're on the phone. They called in just for y'all, right? Because they did this big favor for me. All right. So I'm going to start with Dr. Nordia Sherwood. How are you, Dr. Nordia?
Hello, hello, Dr. Tiffany Harris. It is so great to be here. I get so excited whenever we have a call together. It's just the gems that are being dropped. I'm also here just taking notes as you're speaking. I'm just happy to be here. Hello, everyone.
Yeah. And so, y'all, I'm just so happy. Dr. Nordia, thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Can you tell our viewers just a little bit about what it is that you do and how do you help your ideal clients?
Okay, so first and foremost, I am an emotional healing and wellness coach. I am also a speaker, an inspirational speaker. I'm an author. And I'm also the president and founder of a nonprofit organization called Chance for a Brighter Future. I'm also a business development director. That's something that I just got added to my title. So I help businesses to expand as far as where networking, I'm in charge of the networking and connecting other businesses and finding areas, all areas for growth. So anything that's tied to growth, transformation, emotional healing, and wellness, that's me.
Yeah, listen, I love it. Look, I told y'all I only bring the best of the best. I need y'all to put some fire emojis in the chat for Dr. Norwood. Oh my gosh, she's so amazing. Sherwood. And oh my gosh, she's so amazing. I couldn't decide if I was going to say Dr. Nordia or Dr. Sherwood, y'all. But that's Dr. Nordia Sherwood. She's so amazing. And she is phenomenal. I apologize. Yo, I just get so excited to be amongst like growth-minded women, success-minded women, faith-minded women. And it really warms my heart that they take the time to come and serve and speak to you all and pour into you and share what they have learned. So thank you so much, Dr. Nordia. All right.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And so next we're going to go over to our other powerhouse who is here. Now she lives in Maryland, but she's in South Carolina right now, tuning in. to be here with you all, to drop some gems, drop some information that's going to change your mind, your soul, your life, and everything in your business. So we have Dr. Belinda Allen.
Hello, everyone. I am so happy to be here. How are you? How are you?
Thank you so much, Dr. Allen. It's a true honor and pleasure for you to take time out of your afternoon to be here with us. We stuck up here up north in these frigid temperatures, and Dr. Allen is just down south, just nice and warm, well, warmer and cozy. But we thank you so much for being here. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Nicole, but degrees? Everyone here today. I am Dr. Belinda Allen. I am a resetologist. So what is a resetologist? Basically what that means, I'm a human performance and decision clarity strategist. I work with leaders, organizations, and high stake teams to help them think clearer, to help them decide faster, and basically to sustain their performance under pressure. That's what I do.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Can y'all go ahead and put some fire emojis in the chat for Dr. Allen? Like, again, I told you, right? Only elite, top tier. I'm bringing to y'all because I told my love language is seeing you win. Okay. And so thank you so much, Dr. Allen. And everybody, as we move through today's session, you will hear more from Dr. Allen and Dr. Nordia. They're going to be coming in and kind of giving you all some insight, some wisdom, so that you can continue to multiply and commit to your business, to your passion, to the vision and the mission after this challenge is done, right? So we were done yesterday. So today we're going to be done after we wrap on the end, at the end. So you heard me tell you that today's reference scripture, our grounding scripture, is Habakkuk 2:2. And what this scripture reminds us is that vision without clarity is going to create frustration. Right? And if I did a poll and asked you all to raise your virtual hands and let me know who has ever felt frustrated because they lack clarity in their vision, everybody's hands will go up, including mine, including Dr. Allen and Dr. Nordia, I'm sure, because we've all been there. But as we have grown in our business, we understand the importance of being crystal clear of our message, our clients, and the problems that we serve. All right. And so another thing that this scripture reminds us is that vision without patience is going to create pressure. And so I need you all to remember what we talked about trusting the process, right? And about understanding the importance of discipline, right? And not feeling pressure to make decisions when you don't see the overnight results that you expect to see. Vision without commitment is also going to create inconsistency. So, writing the vision is not only about journaling your feelings, it's also about owning your direction. And I want to ask Dr. Allen, and let me, before I do that, I want you all to write in your notes and in the chat. I'm going to own my direction. Okay? Put that in the chat and put that in your notes. And I want to go to Dr. Allen and Dr. Nordia, and we'll start with Dr. Nordia and just talk to us a little bit, Dr. Nordia, about why it's important, has it been important for you to write your vision and make it plain? And when you did that, what results did you see in your business?
Okay. So for me, I'm a visual person. And being a visual person, it's better for me, not that I forget, but I feel like when I put that pen to that paper, it solidifies things. Everything that I've ever written down, all the goals for my businesses, everything that I have planned for the future, and I've written it down, I've been able to accomplish, because not only because the scripture says it, because God says it, to write it and make it plain and, wait on it, but also because when it's there, it holds me accountable. It's like a reference point for me when I know that it's written down. Okay, so now it's like a contract. When once you put that pen to the paper and you sign it, you're bound to the contract. That's how I see my vision board as. That's how I see me writing down things as. Okay, so now I wrote it down. So now I have to do it. It has to happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I view it. And when it comes to my business, like I remember before I even wrote my book, I I wrote down, it was on my vision board. I was going to write the book. I was going to do this. I was going to see everything I was going to do. I wrote it down. And it, like I said, it's a reference point. I will go back to it. And I know now in my mind, because it's also a mindset thing to put it on paper. In my mind, I'm held accountable. I'm held accountable, and I do not play when it comes to accountability. If you hold me accountable or you hold me to something, I will keep my word. So writing my vision down has held me accountable. One, it has been a reference point for me. Two, and three, it has been like a contract. Once I sign it, once it's on the paper, I have to accomplish it. That's how that has helped me.
Yeah. Wow. And that's a great response, Dr. Nordia. And listen, you all, Dr. Nordia wasn't here yesterday, or was it the day before, when we talked about accountability, right? And I love that. And what I love about what you said about being accountable and that vision board and writing it down is a contract. And so, and I think that's so important because you talked about holding yourself accountable. And everybody, I want you all to write that down. I will hold myself accountable, right? So yes, we get in communities, we have people, we have accountability partners, but they may be sick, on vacation, you can't get them on the line, their phone is dead, right? You, at the end of the day, is you versus you. You have to be able to hold your own self accountable, right? And make sure that you're doing the things that you said that you were going to do. So thank you so much for sharing that, Dr. Allen, Dr. Nordia. You are right on point.
You're welcome.
All right. I got all these doctor friends. I just get their names all mixed up. Dr. Nordia. Okay. So, Dr. Allen, same question for you. Like, why is writing your vision and making it plain important in your business? And when you did that, what results did you see?
Well, let me start off by saying sometimes most people, they will not admit that they don't lack the vision. Let's start there. Most people don't lack the vision. They just lack the clarity when they're under pressure. And so what does that look like? That looks like you have these ideas, you have the goals, you have the plans, but when stress hits, timelines is compressed, and sometimes our expectations, they pile up. And when they pile up, we're thinking narrow, so our decisions become reactive and our vision becomes quiet and it disappears. So that's why the phrase write the vision and make it plain, that's why it matters so much to me, because it's not as an inspiration, but for me, it's a performance strategy. So when I think about my performance and my strategy, that's when you think about if you're going through your everyday life, the pressure rises, and when pressure rises, that your brain, it doesn't rise when the pressure rises, it rises with intention, and sometimes our patterns become defaulted. So this is what I like to tell most people when it comes to visions. Visions is not a motivational tool. Vision is more like a cognitive anchor. And I know I'm getting a little science, but I'm going somewhere with this. Bear with me, okay? Mm-hmm. So when our vision is vague, the brain, it stays more like in a threat sign of, it's not, I won't say threat, but in a stable, it's like a stable response. So when our vision is clear and our vision is concrete, the brain, it shifts. And when it shifts into executive mode. So when you write your vision down, literally, I mean, writing it down on paper, we don't want to make it symbolic in our brain. We want to write it down on paper. It is sending a signal. Excuse me, I have this little cough. I was eating popcorn. Got popcorn stuck in my throat. But it sends a neurological signal to our brain, and what we do, we improve our decision and it speeds it up. So when you write your vision down, it gives you that boost. Well, oh my gosh, I know I have to do this at this certain time. I know I want to accomplish this at this certain time. And for me, that helped me when I was strategic about my goals and where I want to go. So my behavior, it stabilized my behavior and it kept me steadfast. And when I was under pressure and saying, this is what I want to do at this time, and I'm not going to apologize about it, you know? Right. So writing your vision down to me is very, very important. So I hope that was like a little science but motivational lesson.
That was a great, informative, a necessary lesson, Dr. Allen, and we thank you so much for sharing that. Listen, y'all, I hope y'all taking, I told y'all, copious notes. And what Dr. Nordia and Dr. Allen just gave y'all need that. So I hope that you caught that, okay? And it's so important. And Dr. Allen, she wasn't here, and she used the word strategic strategy. And what I told you all is that you've been hearing words throughout this challenge that have been said repeatedly. And I talked to you about highlighting those words, putting a line underneath those words. Those are important. So she said strategic. We've been talking about that with being strategic, with how you're showing up, with your vision, and being clear. And so thank you so much, Dr. Allen, for sharing that information. And she talked about being stable, right? Come on. And this is what it does for you. So if you didn't know, hear, or learn, or remember anything else that I said, I hope that you're hearing and remembering what Dr. Allen is saying and what Dr. Nordia is saying, because I want you to hear from people who's done this. They implemented these principles. They've implemented these tools and these instructions, and it has worked in their favor. So thank you. And I want to talk to you all a little bit about, for some people, why most challenges don't change people's lives. And if we can be honest, they don't fail because the content isn't good. They fail because people don't decide. And Dr. Allen talked about that a little bit in her response about not making decisions, right? Because you're not clear on your vision, on your message, and you feel pressure. And so sometimes people, they get on these challenges, and I think Dr. Allen just said it, and maybe not necessarily about a challenge, but they just get in these spaces and they feel inspired, they feel motivated, they feel encouraged. Then they return to the old habits. And day 31, you weren't here, but yesterday we ended with the same scripture reference that we started with, which was Romans 12:2. You cannot end 2025 and go into 2026 with the same thinking, with the same habits, with the same patterns. It's not going to yield you different results. Right? Write down in your notes, nothing changes if nothing changes. Okay. And so your growth doesn't respond to emotions, it responds to your decisions. Right. All right. And so the question that I want you all to ask yourself, no, so the question after this challenge is not, did you enjoy it? Not, did it make you feel good? Did it make you, get up and clap and run around the office? That's not the question. The question is, what will you do differently now? Okay. And so before we get back to Dr. Allen and Dr. Nordia, I really want you to think. I just thought about you, Dr. Allen. Think about that. I love when she says that, right? So Dr. Allen, she's gonna hit you with something. And she says, think about that. So in my Dr. Allen voice, think about that, right? What will you do differently now? Okay. And so, and you don't have to put it in the chat and let me know. This is something for you to ruminate on, ponder about, and think about. But honestly, answer that question. Okay. So there are two types of people after a challenge. There's consumers, those the ones who enjoyed it, and then those are the builders, the ones who are going to go out there and implement it. They're going to do the work. They're going to take action, because the builders, they decide what stays, what goes. When Dr. Allen gave her response, she talked about pretty much setting boundaries, and this is what I'm going to do. This is when I'm going to do it, and I'm not going to make any apologies for it. And so we talked about this yesterday and earlier on in the challenge about setting boundaries, about saying no without feeling guilty, right? And so builders are going to be able to do that. Builders will say what gets systemized, what gets protected. Earlier in the challenge, Dr. Allen and Dr. Nordia, we talked about protecting your energy, right? And so the builders, you're going to decide what gets multiplied. And builders always win. Put that in your notes. Builders always win. Okay. And so Habakkuk, it didn't say fill the vision. He said write it, because clarity is going to require you to name the goal, define your focus, choose your priorities, eliminate distractions, and create timelines. Right? And so I want to go back to Dr. Allen and Dr. Nordia. Can you talk to us about a goal that you set where you did these things? You named the goal, you defined it, you chose priorities, you eliminated distractions, and you created a timeline. And then what type of results did you see? And I'm going to go back to Dr. Nordia first, and then I'm going to come to you, Dr. Allen.
Okay, so wait, I just want to make sure I have the question properly. You want me to speak about a goal that I set, also a timeline, and how I was able to accomplish it? Is that what you were saying? I just want to make sure we're clear.
Yes, you are absolutely right. After making that goal a priority and eliminating distractions.
Okay, so for me, I'm going to speak of the most recent because it just happened. So for my organization, I partnered with another company, and we wanted to do a Beds of Hope holiday drive. We wanted to give beds to children that were in need, and I knew we're still working on it because we're expanding throughout the holidays, not just for the holidays. So that's something I'm continuing. So for that, I had to, so first I wrote it down. I had a plan. I wrote it down. I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. We need it by this time. Everything was set in place. And to eliminate distractions, like I mentioned to you ladies earlier on, that I was not on social media as much as I wanted to because I realized that though social media is great for marketing and networking and putting yourself out there, it's also a major distraction. You'll be surprised how easily you can get off task. So though I had to go up there and post, I knew that I had to stay focused on this goal because the family needed their beds. The children needed their beds to sleep on, some for the holidays, some continuing because we're still working on that project. And so one of my things where I eliminated distractions by avoiding social media. I did not be on my telephone. So when I have calls coming in, I would send a message and just let them know I'm unavailable or I'm busy, so that was another part of the distraction that I eliminated. I was intentional about that. So spending less time on my phone, be it social media, be it conversation, I just wanted to be focused. And also being intentional about the things that I set out to do. So we decided that we were going to go out more and network more, going in places that will give us more opportunities to raise funds. And that's what we did. So I was more intentional about the places that I attended, the rooms that I went into. So we strategically go in places where we know that we would be able to raise the donations without all the noise and the chaos. And like you said, the distractions. That worked for us because we were able to raise some funds for that as well. So the main thing about setting your goals is not just setting the goals, is to follow through. The main thing about avoiding distractions is not just to say you're avoiding distractions, but to actually avoid distractions. And also do not give up on what your goals are, your intentions are, your visions are. That's the other part of the scripture that we tend to not read is though it tarries, wait for it because it will surely come, will not tarry. So basically what that is saying, we write the vision down, but we write our vision down, we write our goals down, but when it's not happening in the time that we expect it, we give up. When it's not happening in the way that we expect it, we give up. The problem is that we don't wait for it. And that's the key word in the scripture for me is wait. We write the vision, it's plain. I wrote my vision, it's plain, but I'm still waiting on it because I know it's not the end. Though this goal and vision that I had was for a Christmas toy drive, we realized that it goes beyond just the holidays for the children. There are still children in need of beds. So, yeah, we're waiting on it. Some we're able to get for the holidays, but of course, it's a greater need. So the key word here that I want to leave with you is wait. And also surely, it will surely come to pass. And so that's what I did. Those are some of the stuff that I've implemented that I found worked for me. Hope that answers the question.
Didn't answer the question. Listen, y'all, can y'all put drop the mics in the comments for Dr. Nordia? Because she just came in here and she just expounded on that question so perfectly and eloquently. And thank you so much, Dr. Nordia. And what you shared, it's like this is alignment, right? So Dr. Nordia, she doesn't know every what we've talked about every day. And again, just like Dr. Allen, Dr. Nordia was on it. We've talked about being intentional. That's one of the words I told you all about, highlighting and putting a line underneath that word. We've talked about eliminating distractions, but specifically, I told you about social media. So when you said that, Dr. Nordia, I'm like, you can't see me. I threw my hands up like, yep, see, I told y'all. See, now this is confirmation for y'all who have not done it yet. And what I told them, Dr. Nordia, I said, some of y'all, yes, you need to come off social media, but you need to delete the app. TikTok, delete the app. Instagram, delete the app. Delete the app if it's a distraction for you. So thank you so much for confirming that. And what you said, I absolutely agree about the weight. That's it. And
Yes.
some people, yeah, yep. And look, and you know how to preach it. So I'm not gonna come behind you and try to preach. You said it all. That's it. She done dropped the mic and thank you, thank you so much. Yeah, you were on it. All right. So, Dr. Allen. So, when it comes to clarity and naming your goal, defining a goal, making it a priority, eliminating distractions, and creating a timeline, what did that look like for you, if you can think of a specific goal that you had, and what was the outcome after you put that practice into place?
Well, hands and throw them up and clap for Dr. Nordia, okay? Dr. Nordia, she pretty much touched on everything I was going to touch on, especially about social media. So since Dr. Nordia decided to touch on the things that I was going to touch on, I'm going to make a slight shift. Mm-hmm. And my slight shift is going to start off with a small story. And but we're all going to get to the end of the road, I promise. So in my work, first in healthcare and then in leadership, and also in organizational strategies, I learned this the hard way. So what does that look like? It was like I was accomplished on paper, but internally, I mean, I was operating under like constant urgency. And, you know, we go through everyday life and everything is like so important. Everything is so fast and got to get it done. Even when we go to restaurants, they get you in, they get you out, and no one really sits down and like get to know one another. But decisions felt really heavy. Like, oh my gosh, do I want pizza? Do I want chicken? Do I want, well, I'm a vegetarian, but those are examples I'm giving right now. So everything felt so reactive, you know. So that turning point, it was like, for me, it was big because I realized that this is not how I want to live every day. You know, it was when I slowed down long enough to make my vision plain and simple, and I put my goals in place. And it wasn't aspirational. They were more like operational. How do I want to operate? So everything is going fast. That doesn't mean that I have to go fast. That means for me, I want to be clear on my decisions and what type of decisions I was making. I wanted to change how I structured my business, how I structured my day, what I want to accomplish, what I want to leave with for the next day. So by putting that in place, I was able to change the way I was saying yes to certain things, and I began to start saying no to a lot of things. And it was important for me to just stop and say, no, I'm not doing this. This is what I'm focusing on. So that brings me on to how I put my visions in place and how I put my goals in place. I was like, okay, I know I want to be where it was at that point that I wanted to be, like, for instance, for my business. I knew I wanted to be there. I knew what I wanted to look like, but I had to get there at a certain time because, you know, again, life will get in the way. You will get distracted. So I allowed my vision and my goal to become my future. And that was important. What is my future? My future is my vision. My future is my goal. And those are the only things that I'm going to govern. I'm going to govern my decisions and I'm going to govern my goals. So I made that my future. Some people put in their future, they're going to get a new car. My future was my vision and my goals. I'm going to give you two tools that you can use. You just saw, like Dr. Nordia and Dr. Tiffany Harris, Dr. Harris, you know for a fact that I love to say, Think about that. Think about that. And you know that. So these two tools, I'm going to use, like, for instance, it's real simple. It's a simple tool. You could ask yourself, I'm going to test yourself. Ask yourself, can my vision answer these three questions when you're under pressure, right? The first one is, what matters most right now? All right, that's the first one. The second one, what doesn't deserve my energy? What decisions align to where it is that I want to go? Think about that one. If your goals and your vision cannot answer those questions in 60 seconds, your brain is on default and you're pretty much in a reactive state. That's pretty much what it is. And the second one would be as far as what I like to call a goal filter. Because remember, I told you my vision and my goals became my future. So a great tool that you could use as a goal filter before you make any choices, you say to yourself, does this move me or does this reduce me? Does it move me closer? Does it define my direction? Or is it just making me busy? And will this decision that I'm making when I'm going towards my goal, does it make sense or does it increase pressure? So that's the benefit of those tools. And I hope that's very, very important to everyone here, because when we write our visions down and our goals down, I promise you, it's plain and simple. You're going to get to your decisions faster. You're going to relieve the pressure that you're under faster. You're going to have less emotional drain. You're going to have more consistent in execution. You're going to have stronger boundaries. Get rid of social media, and you're just going to have greater confidence. So I really hope that was helpful. Sorry, I couldn't go the way Dr. Nordia said, Dr. Harris, but she took it. But I figured I will go down a different route so they can understand a little bit better when it came to me and my decisions and goals.
No, listen, thank you so much, Dr. Allen. I'm glad you went down that route. Listen, y'all, I need y'all to get some more mic drops and put them in the chat for Dr. Allen. Like, that was so good. And again, Dr. Allen, you can't see me, but I'm over here shaking my head like yes and pointing at the screen like, yup, that part. Like, that was so good. And listen, I hope that y'all wrote down. Did you hear when Dr. Allen talked about being about governing her vision, her decisions, and her future? Can y'all write that down in your notes for yourselves? I will govern my decisions, my vision, and my future. Like, that was so great, the way that you broke that down. Like, thank you so much, Dr. Allen. I'm over here like almost hanging on the edge of my seat in every word that you ladies are saying. Okay. And so thank you so much for what you shared. And I hope that you actually take time to answer those questions that Dr. Allen gave you. Right? This is going to be important for you to see the results that you want to see so that you can multiply. Again, your impact, your mindset, your vision, your clients. Okay. And then also day 31, you just got a sneak peek of a little homework, of a little assignment that you do, because I said in the beginning, you get homework here. Right. And so a lot of you are not being a good steward of the information, the resources, but you get another chance. And this is one more chance for me to sit, because this is day 31. And so I want to give you your day 31 action step for the bonus. Some of you probably thinking like, oh, wait a minute, this is the bonus day. And Dr. Harris is still giving us an action step. Yes. Right. So then you have two. You have what Dr. Allen just gave you, those three questions for you to answer. And then I want you to write down a couple more things. All right. As we're about to wrap up. So write this down. What is one decision that you're committing to? Okay. Got that? Then I want you to write, what is one habit you are locking in? Then I want you to write, what is one system you will maintain? And then I need you to write, what is one environment you will stay connected to? And this one might hurt some of y'all so bad, but it's so necessary. One distraction you are eliminating. Now, Dr. Allen done touched on it. Dr. Nordia done touched on it. So if it's the social media that has to go, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Okay. And then I want you to ask yourself, what does my next 90 days require from me? Because at the end of the day, commitment is going to sustain your momentum. Right? Right. So listen, y'all, that's all we got for y'all today. This is day 31. I told y'all we are done. And I could not thank Dr. Allen and Dr. Nordia enough for stopping by and pouring into us. Right. And so I hope if you didn't take your notes, you call up somebody who you see on here and see if you can get a copy of theirs. You missed it, right? So get it from them because only the people who register as a VIP and platinum have access to the replay. So I want to thank Dr. Allen and Dr. Nordia again for being here. These phenomenal ladies have some platforms that you need to get connected to. You need to learn more about them. You need to reach out to them. And so I want them to tell you how you can stay in contact with them. And listen, if you reach out to them, they might just give you some of them gems that you dropped. Okay. I don't know. You got to ask them. That's between you and Dr. Allen and Dr. Nordia. So, Dr. Nordia, can you please tell everybody how they can stay connected with you? If you have any resources, how they can get your book, please feel free to share it with them.
Sure. Sure. I would like to say you can get connected with me. I'm on Instagram as it's Dr. Nordia. That's ITSDRNORDIA. Same for TikTok. And I'm on LinkedIn as Dr. Nordia Sherwood. Same for Facebook. So Nordia Sherwood on Facebook. It's Dr. Nordia on Instagram. You can purchase my book. It's available on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon Prime. So if you just go to Amazon and you will type in From Wounds to Wisdom, that's the name of the book. Very, very great read. You can read some of the reviews. Of course, I'm still awaiting reviews on Amazon, but I have reviews up there already. It's called From Wounds to Wisdom on Amazon. And stay connected to Dr. Tiffany Harris, because wherever she is, you will find me.
Thank you, Dr. Naughty. I love you so much. Yeah.
Love you too.
Dr. Allen, how can the audience stay connected with you, learn more about you? Yes.
Okay, so Bob, Dr. Harris, this is great. This was so great. It's always a pleasure connecting with you. It's always a pleasure connecting with Dr. Nordia. You ladies are absolutely the best. I'm so glad I met you, and you ladies are so prominent in my life. And I just wanted to say to everyone here, I want to leave you, remember to write that vision. This is really important. Write that vision, write that plan, write the plan, write the goals, so you can admire it, so you can move forward and you can carry it through when you go through distractions and when you hit those pressure points. You can just carry it through and you can take over. So for me, you can find me in my work at truethfitnesshealth.com. That's where I share my leadership performance frameworks, my decision clarity tools, and current initiatives. I'm also I am under Dr. Belinda Allen, and this is where I publish insights on decision making, clarity under pressure, and leadership performance, because performing is important. So keep in mind that my work it consists of behavioral performance. Okay, it's backed by science, but it's behavioral, how we behave, how we perform better. So that's where you can find me at. And also, if you are looking for some real-time one-on-one, I have a link, you can get in touch with Dr. Harris. She'll give you the link, and it's for the breakaway call, and you can have those one-on-ones, and you can strategize your next performance. But keep in mind, this is going to be your year. 2026 is your year. And thank you so much again, Dr. Harris. This was so much fun.
Yes, you're welcome, Dr. Allen. I love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen, y'all, I told y'all I did not come to play with you all, not on day 31. I told you I had two special surprises for you. And these ladies, they never disappoint. Like, they're so wise, they're so knowledgeable, they are on point, like they know what they're talking about. And so I encourage you to take heed to what you have heard on today. Go back and read your notes. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much, ladies. I appreciate you. And listen, y'all, I don't know, but you might, if you come into the Women Who Multiply experience, I don't know, you may see them, you may not, I don't know. Right? So just stay tuned for more, but you will be seeing more of them, hearing more from them. again as we progress into 2026. And so, thank y'all so much for being here. Do not forget the Women Who Multiply experience is taking place in April of 2026. I cannot say this enough. This is not a conference, it is not a summit, right? This is where women are going to come to be refined, right? They're going to be able to refine their vision. Their capacity is going to be expanded. Their systems are going to be strengthened. Their leadership identity is going to be elevated, right? And their multiplication becomes intentional. So, if this challenge planted the seed, and this, then I'm thinking about a doctor, I think it was Dr. Nordia who mentioned that about planting seeds before we jumped on the live. But if this challenge planted the seed for you, this experience will provide the soil. So you make sure that you're there. Okay. And so in my final closing, I want you to hear this clearly. You do not need another challenge. You need continuity. You don't need more information. You need implementation. Okay. So you don't need anybody to hype you up and push you on the back, pat you on the back. You need alignment. And if you're committed to continuing that, I want you to drop, I'm committed. Put that in your notes and write that in the comments. I'm committed. All right. Listen, everybody, I'm so proud of you, not for finishing, but for choosing to continue. This is what this is about. This is absolutely not the end. This is the expansion. So thank y'all so much for being here. Dr. Allen, Dr. Nordia, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. And I look forward to seeing you all